Liverpool rocked by shock twists on and off the pitch. Don't miss a second. Subscribe now for instant Reds updates, exclusives, and breaking alerts.
He might be interested. Arne Slot offered Anfield escape route. Arne Slot got off to the perfect start as Liverpool head coach. Signed in the off-season before the 2024-25 campaign, the Dutchman was identified as the outstanding candidate to replace Jurgen Klopp. And the 47-year-old proved his worth immediately, winning the Premier League title at the first time of asking. Once Richard Hughes, Liverpool's sporting director, added $450 million worth of new players in last summer's transfer window, it was expected that the Anfield side would embark on a long period of success. But it's not turned out like that. Where next for Arne Slot? Slot has had difficulty integrating his new signings, and the champions have been plagued by injury issues all season long. Following defeat to Manchester City on Sunday, Liverpool have won only one of their 7 top-flight games played in 2026. It has left the club well adrift of Arsenal and Man City in the title race, and it looks like they are even in danger of missing out on the Champions League next season. Slot is expected to retain FSG's backing until summer, but with the tactician's contract expiring in 2027, a parting of the ways could be on the cards if Liverpool do not hit their targets for the remainder of the campaign. There is a clamor for Xabi Alonso to be appointed, and it leaves Slot's next move in doubt should Hughes end up sacking him. Arne Slot named as potential Koeman replacement. One option, according to Soccer News, could be to take over the Netherlands national team job after the FIFA World Cup. Ronald Koeman's contract is due to expire after the summer showpiece, and according to the report, Peter Bosz and Erik ten Hag have both ruled themselves out of the running. Therefore, the Dutch outlet speculates that the Liverpool boss could be the next man up, where he would link up with plenty of his current players. Slot might be interested, the report reads. He was once asked if he ever saw himself as the national coach of the Dutch national team. At a certain age, I could imagine it being desirable not to be on the field every day. You could go to Ibiza more often, he is reported to have said, or play golf, or paddle tennis. Therefore, depending on what happens at Anfield at the end of the season, he could be receiving a call from the Dutch Football Federation.
Arne Slot confirms Liverpool's star could now be out at the worst possible time. Liverpool are set to be without one star at the worst possible time this week. Dominic Szoboszlai's red card has made matters worse. Liverpool didn't have a good time of it on Sunday as they sunk to a defeat at Anfield against Manchester City. The Reds had the lead thanks to a phenomenal goal by Dominic Szoboszlai, but couldn't hold on as they conceded twice late on. An incident right at the end of time complicated things further, however. With Alisson Becker up front to finish the match, Liverpool left an open goal. As the ball rolled towards it, Szoboszlai battled with Erling Haaland for the ball, and by battled we mean fouled one another. The result was no goal, a free kick to City, and a red card for Szoboszlai. It rules the Reds' number 8 out of this week's meeting with Sunderland. And one injury has come at the worst possible time now that the Hungarian is out. Arne Slot confirms Joe Gomez problem. Szoboszlai played the City game at right back, with Liverpool facing an injury crisis there. Connor Bradley is out for the season, Jeremy Frimpong is out for at least a few more weeks, and Joe Gomez has missed the last few. There had been hope that Gomez would be back by now, however. In fact, talk originally suggested he might make the Newcastle United match last week. Now it seems he won't even make the upcoming Sunderland match. Arne Slot confirmed that after the City defeat. To be honest, I don't expect Joe to be back on Wednesday, but you never know, he told a press conference. But then he's back after being out for 3 weeks. Would you play him then? Liverpool will be incredibly short against Sunderland, it seems. They won't have their first 4 options at right back and must turn to someone else. A completely ridiculous situation, honestly.
Wing Wizard is coming. Liverpool to sign new Luis Diaz. Liverpool spent big on new forwards last summer as part of a $450 million squad overhaul. Florian Wirtz and Alexander Isak came in on British record deals, while Hugo Ekitike was also signed at considerable expense. Those acquisitions will help to improve the center of Liverpool's strike line in the long term, and the next focus will be on adding a new winger. Mohamed Salah, 33, looks set to leave the club on a mammoth deal to join Al Ittihad in Saudi Arabia. Fan patience is also running out with Cody Gakpo, who still looks a step below the output which saw him given a new contract last summer. The Premier League champions will therefore upgrade their wide attacking options in the summer transfer window. New winger. Final piece of the jigsaw. A report in Football Insider is now claiming that a wide forward specializing in 1v1 duels will be the final piece of the Anfield jigsaw. Liverpool are laying the groundwork to sign a 1-versus-1 forward this summer, the report reads. There is an acceptance that Liverpool do not have a direct forward who can dribble past players in the manner of former attackers Sadio Mane and Luis Diaz. The club's scouts and data analysts are assessing players in that mold, aged 24 or below, who have the potential to make a big impact for the Premier League champions. A 1v1 specialist is believed to be seen by the club's recruitment team as the final piece in the jigsaw for the newly configured attack. But just who could it be? Liverpool are reported to have plenty of wide forward under consideration, including stars in the Premier League and abroad. On the home front, we could see a move for Wolves' breakout star Matheus Mane, who has taken the Premier League by storm over the last few months. Also linked has been Yankuba Minte of Brighton, who worked under Arne Slot in a loan spell at Feyenoord. Overseas options include Jan Diamande of Bundesliga side RB Leipzig. He has impressed since his $18 million move from Leganes last summer and could be available for around $80 million. Liverpool are hoping to cash in on Federico Chiesa, setting a minimum $21 million asking price for the Italian, and that money could well go towards funding a high-quality replacement.
Arne Slot. It's time to put missing Liverpool star back in the team. It's time for Arne Slot to put one missing star back in the Liverpool team. Enough is enough. Liverpool sunk to another defeat on Sunday as Manchester City came from behind to win 2-1. It was extra devastating as Dominic Szoboszlai's wonder goal fully deserved to earn something. But the Reds, yet again, looked powerless to stop their opponents from controlling the game. City upped their attack after going behind and would find 2 goals, 2 well-earned goals, too. Liverpool just weren't good enough to keep them out. Their press failed, they dropped very deep, and the midfield offered no real control. It's a story we've seen time and time again this season, one that it's time to just put an end to. Wataru Endo, problem solver. Liverpool need to secure their midfield. They also need to beef their press. This wasn't really an issue under Jurgen Klopp, as he always had a defensive midfielder as a security measure. That was Fabinho in his greatest team, a player who sat behind 2 lines of the press, sweeping up anyone who managed to break through. Liverpool do not have that anymore. In fact, their entire midfield is attacking midfielders asked to play a bit deeper. None of them are adept at breaking up play consistently behind or as part of a press. This has made them incredibly easy to plan for. Teams know full well that going over the press or by beating one tackle, they're assured a run at Liverpool's back line. So put a shield there. That shield would be Wataru Endo, the only recognized defensive midfielder in the entire squad. Klopp used him there in his final campaign, while Arne Slot himself used Endo as a security measure at the end of games last season, something he's not doing this term. But using Endo to secure the midfield is the simplest fix that Slot has not tried. Endo has just 1 start in the Premier League this season, playing a grand total of 107 minutes across the campaign.
The 33-year-old can provide a platform for the rest of the team to play off. He offers security to those pushing forward, but above all, his skill set is one built to fix the main problem facing this Liverpool team. Even for just a short run, give him a chance. Arne Slot ready to backtrack on £30 million summer transfer deal. Liverpool's centre-back situation is evolving. Last summer, we saw Giovanni Leone arrive on a £26 million deal from Parma. And in the winter transfer window, Richard Hughes wrapped up moves for Noah Adekoya and Mor Talla Ndiaye. That pair will first go into Rob Page's under-21 side, where they will be joined in summer by another promising teenager in Ifeanyi Ndukwe. The biggest confirmed centre-back deal, however, concerns Jeremy Jacquet. The 20-year-old will come on board from Rennes after the Premier League champions secured a deal worth around £62 million. Liverpool signing several centre-backs. Outgoing movement is expected too. Senior options like Ibrahima Konate and Joe Gomez could depart, leaving Arne Slot's side a little light on experienced figures. The club have been tipped to conclude a move for an experienced figure in order to help the transition, and one name seems to be now emerging above all others, and it's one that will be very familiar to Liverpool supporters. Premier League title winner Jarell Pransa left Anfield last summer for Bayer Leverkusen in a deal worth £30 million. But crucially, Hughes secured a buyback clause with the German club, and it looks likely that Liverpool will trigger it in 2027. Deal agreed for Quansah return. According to a report in Football Insider, a pre-contract agreement has already been tied up with the England international, who has been a mainstay in the Bundesliga and Champions League this term. The 23-year-old is exactly the kind of figure that could help with easing in the next generation and replace Virgil van Dijk, who is set to leave in 2027. Quansah's return to Anfield can be sealed with a pre-agreed fee, and the contract and paperwork are already in place for the transfer to go through, the report reads. Arne Slot will backtrack on Quansah's sale. The report claims that Arne Slot signed off Quansah's sale last summer after the centre-back fell out of favor. He only appeared 13 times across the title-winning top-flight campaign, but it looked like the Anfield side's head coach is ready to give Quansah another chance by backtracking on last summer's deal. The Dutchman decided at the end of the campaign that the 23-year-old's services were no longer needed at Anfield, although he could now be about to backtrack on that decision, the report states.